This Memorial Day, we pay tribute at Dillon Cemetery with law enforcement and veterans. Phil Lindeman with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93. More than 60 people gathered at Dillon Cemetery today for the town's annual Memorial Day ceremony, where local serviceman Jonathan Ford honored dozens of veterans laid to rest.
Arvid Albert Christensen, U.S. Army, World War II.
Dillon Police Chief Cale Osborne was there, reflecting on the reasons he got into law enforcement.
You know, it was exposure at a really young age to somebody that was that great. You know, trying to live up to the people that have come before us and the sacrifices that they've made.
Jim from New Hampshire served with the Army in the early 70s, and his post was unusual.
I worked in a bindery making instructional manuals for the mechanics that worked on helicopters.
The clouds broke just before noon, revealing blue sky against white peaks. Silverthorne locals Joe and Linda were thinking of their fathers, both World War II veterans.
My dad ran the Army Corps of Engineers during Normandy and built all the bridges, brought the soldiers back.
My dad was in World War II. He was Army. He didn't come on D-Day, but he entered the war close toward the end. And he was wounded when he was going from France into Germany.
As the crowd dispersed, a Summit Fire and EMS ladder truck was flying the red, white, and blue across the highway. The ceremony ended with a Boy Scout color guard. It's looking a lot like a holiday weekend on I-70 back down the mountain. Memorial Day traffic on I-70 eastbound is usually 2 times heavier than I-70 westbound, peaking at nearly 29,000 vehicles in 2019. That's an average of 1,076 cars per hour eastbound only. Keep it tuned to TJ all afternoon for updates. AAA reports $3.04 is the average price for a gallon of gas today nationwide, the most expensive it has been on Memorial Day in 7 years. In Summit, a gallon is 18 cents more at $3.22, up about 13 cents in 3 weeks. Experts say this price hike is tied to summer travel season and the pipeline cyber attack from earlier this month. Town of Vail is getting aggressive with trailhead patrolling, and they've got the blessing of the Forest Service following a year of erosion, trash, and overcrowding. Closed this summer is the Booth Lake Trailhead, where visits last year ballooned by 63%, adding nearly 20,000 people year over year. Parking at Pitkin and Bighorn trailheads is limited to 3 hours only, with no overnight stays, and every hiker is encouraged to bus, not drive, to Vail trails. A false alarm at Wells Fargo in Frisco yesterday put police on high alert when someone reported an alleged armed robbery. Authorities got the call around 4 p.m. and soon arrived to investigate, blocking access to the bank and nearby businesses. They found no gunman and no threat. The call was a false report. 6 Colorado counties are among the 25 healthiest in the nation, according to U.S. News, including Summit and Pitkin, which also claim the lowest COVID fatality rates. Summit reports 1 death for every 13,800 residents, or 8 total. The Aspen area, 1 death for every 14,400 people, with 4 total. Summit's rate is 7 times better than Chaffee County, at 1 death for every 1,800 people, 25 fatalities total. In sports, all Colorado teams are off today, back tomorrow. And in local sports, brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Weiss Agency, Run the Rockies Road 10K and Half Marathon is usually the first weekend in June, but not this year. Frisco has bumped the road races to September 18th. Registration is open now for Run the Rockies Trail 10K and Half Marathon on the Frisco Peninsula August 14th. That's the trail race. Sign up now at runtherockies.com. Race is capped at 300 people. Phil Lindeman with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93.